Hi, very good day to all of you. My name is Amjad Majeed, and this channel is to share knowledge and experiences related to management systems and many more topics. So, subscribe to the channel to get on time notification, and I look forward to see your active participation. Today, we are going to discuss about the clause number 4.1. Actually, we are starting now from clause number 4, that is context of the organization of ISO 45001 2018, that is Occupational Health and Safety Management System. In my previous videos, we have discussed the overall overview we had for the management system ISO 45001. We discussed about the clause number 1, 2, and 3, and today we are starting from clause number 4. As I said earlier, clause number 4 to 10 are the requirements of these standards. So if you want to get the certification, you need to interpret from clause number 4 to 10, and you have to demonstrate the compliance with these requirements, and then you will get the certification. So let's move on with the clause. So let us go through quickly the clause number 4.1, that says the organization shall determine uh, external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and that affect its ability to achieve the intended outcome of occupational health and safety management system. So before we move on, let's quickly go through the words which are used by the clause. First word is determine. Now, what do we mean by it when you say determine? Uh, you can say the establish, decide, explain, specify, or identify. You can use any meaning in reference with that. Now the standard is saying that you have to determine what? The external and internal issues. Now what is issue? When the word issue comes there, immediately what comes in our mind? That there is some problematic area. There is some unwanted situation is lying there. When you say the lying there, where it is lying? It is lying within the organization. It can be the external, it can be the internal as well. Okay, that are relevant to its purpose. Now what is purpose? You remember in one of my video we discussed about the that was clause number 1 when we were discussing about the scope. Okay, we discussed about the purpose, but as a quick review, I'll just explain here the purpose of if there is something exists, the reason of the existing of that. Okay, that what is the reason of having this ISO, for example ISO 45001, why it exists? Okay, what is the purpose of that? That is what purpose means. So the purpose of ISO 45001, that is Occupational Health and Safety Management System, is it provides us the framework overall which help us to manage our occupational health and safety risk and opportunities. Okay, so the last word that is used in this other word used in this clause is that is the intended outcome. Now, intended outcome is like, expected or desired results, isn't it? Means we are expecting something as a outcome of some activity. So same is here. So the organization shall determine external and internal issue. So our organization has to identify what are their external issues and what are their internal issues relevant to its occupational health and safety management system, that is ISO 45001. And those issues which we are identifying are having the ability that they can have an impact or they can influence the overall the achievement which we are going to have. Means we are talking about the safe workplace. If any of the issue, internal or external, is going to have an impact on my overall the management system or the intended outcome, means I'm expecting that there should be the reduced number of the injuries, reduced number of ill health cases. And if I'm having some issue in achieving those because of these external and internal the problematic areas, then the standard is asking us to identify those areas. Now it is not about the identification only. Technically it is not saying here, but technically if I identify that these are my problematic areas, unwanted situations are there, then I'll not be keep sit and keep quiet on that, isn't it? I'll make sure that I'm going to take some action to make sure that these outcomes are not compromised. Okay, so that is whole idea behind this clause. Now, external issues. When we say the external issues, these are those areas or those factors which are actually lying there out of the organization. There is no direct control of the organization on it. And these issues or the factors can impact or can influence our overall achievement. The intended outcome, which we just discussed on the previous slide, means are to achieve the safe workplace. They can directly or indirectly influence. I have just taken few examples here. One of the example, for example, just to make you understand, legal requirements. Now, legal requirements, normally what happen is they keep on updating. The entities or the authorities, they keep on updating. Some of them will be superseded, some of them will be replaced, some of them will be, new requirements will come in. So all those requirements we need to keep ourselves updated. Okay, because there is a consequence in case if we are not able to demonstrate the compliance with those. So just for your information, for the certification of this management system ISO 45001, okay, so there is a legal compliance is a minimum requirement. So we need to keep ourselves updated to avoid any negative impact that can be penalty or anything. Now, the economical condition can be another example. Means normally as an organization, what we do, we make our budget for the resources. We make our budget for the equipment if we are requiring, training if we are requiring to improve our overall occupational health and safety at the workplace. So in case if the outside the economical conditions are not good, then all those will be on hold, isn't it? Media is again one of the external factors, so which can have a impact on our the occupational health and safety. In case if we are not managing our health and safety issues appropriately, occupational health and safety, then in case of any the cultural issue or any of the incident or anything which is unwanted situation, then and it goes into media, and once they broadcast, immediately or ultimately it is going to have an impact on the reputation of the organization. So we know that there are many companies who do not do the business with those companies if they come to know that the management of health and safety within that organization is not good. So again, business loss. So in case of any new technology, so the update is there, or the new equipment is there, new technology is there. Now this new technology or the updates will bring new risk as well at the workplace. So we are supposed to identify those. First of all, we need to know first of all, isn't it? Then only we will be able to do it. And then pandemic situation, just a couple of years back, we were having the severe impact of COVID-19. Still in some of the areas it is the impact we can see, we can feel. Okay, and same is with the, if we are going to have a new contractor, new supplier, then that's the reason we normally what we do is we define the criteria for the selection of this contractor and the supplier related to health and safety, occupational health and safety, and based on that criteria we select them to make sure that whatever we can influence we are able to. So these are the examples for the external issues, so keep in mind these are just basically for the reference. So what we need to do is we have to identify what exactly is there in reference with the scope of work which we are having, and what are the external issues in reference with those. Now the internal issues. So internal issues are the those areas or the factors which are lying there, which exist within an organization, and organization is having the direct influence or the control over there. And those factors are those issues, if not managed, then they can jeopardize the overall intended outcome. Okay, the safety of the occupational health and safety of the organization. So again, I have taken a couple of examples here. One of the example we can understand the resource management. Now, if we need people, we need the money, we need basically the equipment, tools, skills, everything, all those are the requirement to carry on the activities safely at the workplace. Okay, so if we are not able to identify that what exactly I need and where I'm lacking, okay, so it will be it may become an issue. Competence is one of the example again. So competence, we need the people with the right education, experience, skills to perform the jobs. If they are not having, then ultimately with the workplace safety, it will be compromised. Awareness and training to keep them updated on the new technology, new the developments, or the whatever we have achieved or whatever we are going to target to achieve. All those, the training and awareness is a must part to make sure that the communication is done to the relevant the the levels. They are trained on them, they are aware of their the roles. All those, again, if we have not done properly, then it may become an issue. So same is with the leadership and accountability. The leadership, normally we used to say that if one word is used, the walk the talk, means they have to demonstrate that they are committed to occupational health and safety at workplace. If they are not able to demonstrate, then ultimately it will be very difficult. If their commitment is not there, it will be very difficult to implement the health and safety management system. Communication should be effective at the workplace. If it is having any barrier, for example, you are doing the communication in English and the workforce is not aware of that language, then there is no positive impact of that communication, regardless how many times you are doing it. Same is with the documentation. You need to make sure that the documents, the the by the end of the day, whoever is going to use, you have to keep that in mind, and then you have to establish your document, and they need to be made available to those who are actually performing those activities. So they should be able to read and understand. So they should be documented in a way which is very much clear to the and keeping that in mind, that who is the end user. Change management, again, normally what happens is within the organization, when we are having some changes happening, it can be the people, it can be technology, it can be the process, it can be the procedure, even it can be anything. Even sometimes if one person who is a decision maker is leaving the organization, so that can again can have a big impact. So all these areas are just, for example, we need to identify that are there any issues lying there, or some other issues are there within our the areas. Okay, so once we have identified those, then as I said in the first slide, second slide, sorry, that I'm not going to keep quiet on identified areas. So there are some actions required in that case. Okay, so this is again the examples only. When it comes to the implementation of this clause, different organizations approach this clause differently. For example, some of the organizations, what they do is they make the risk register for the business related risk and opportunities, and they integrate the external and internal issues within that register. That is totally fine. As I used to say, the ultimately the intention is to demonstrate the compliance with the requirement. If you are able to demonstrate the management, that how you are doing it, it is totally fine. Any way, any method you can use. Okay, so that is open to the organization. So ultimate target is to find a solution to make sure that these issues which we are talking about, external and internal, are not going to have a negative impact on our deliverable or our workplace safety. Okay, so we have to find a solution by the end of the day. Now, once we have identified the external and internal issues, and now we know at this stage we are knowing that what are those external and internal issues. So then the next step comes, that how I'm going to manage it. What is my methodology to make sure that these will not convert into a situation that is unwanted for the organization, and they are not going to jeopardize the safety of my workplace, or it can be jeopardizing the overall the reputation of the organization. So now if the control is defined, and that control is having any control, means any the solution is there, so I'll simply follow this part. I'll explain that what exactly the arrangements I have, existing arrangements, and then I will keep an eye on that, so that it is not going to convert into any unwanted situation. On the other side, in case if the situation is issue is identified and there is no existing control for that. Okay, so this is the proportion. So what I will do is I'll just make a mitigation plan on that, or action plan, to make sure that these issues will not convert into any unwanted situation, as I discussed earlier. And then I will implement those, and then I'll keep an eye that on that particular the arrangements which we have made. And then again it will start with the same process as we have discussed, that existing control and all those things. Now there is a one important point here to just convey, that is about the mixing the issues, external and internal issues, with the risk assessment, hazard identification risk assessment. So don't confuse yourself with that. Risk assessment is a separate thing, and the health and safety risk assessment is separate thing, and the issues are separate thing. Okay, so don't confuse within these two. So this is what I have seen during my audits as well, that some of the organizations, they are confused within these two. So we are having the external internal issues, we are having risk and opportunities, and we are having a hazard identification risk assessment. There are different the concept and different methodology for all these. So that is it for the 4.1. That was this was about the external and internal issues. That discussion we had today. So now, in case of any question or clarification, feel free to put your the question or clarification in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so bye for now, and see you in the next video.